Hi everyone, welcome to Katrina's Garden. We are here with the Three Rivers Challenge for our pantry. This morning we started off our week with pancakes and liver mush. Now if you're from the South, you know. I went through my pantry and found that I had all the items I needed to make cinnamon rolls, but I've never made them before. So I said, okay, I'm going to try my hand at cinnamon rolls, and I did. And the family loved them. I thought that the dough was a little bit too heavy, but that was me. That's just what I thought. I want a nice fluffier dough for those cinnamon rolls so that they will just melt. But the flavor was delicious and everyone loved them. We ended up having TV dinners that night, which I'll show you those later. The next morning I decided to break out that old faithful, that sausage and gravy. This was sausage and gravy that I made last week, and the leftovers I'd taken and put in the freezer. So I thawed those out this morning and we had that for breakfast along with biscuits. And these are biscuits that I got from the farmer's market, and I still have a bunch of those in the freezer. And I will be making my own homemade biscuits one day too. I took the opportunity to go through the pantry to see what else was in there, as well as the refrigerator, and see what I needed to get out of that refrigerator. And I did find some lunch meat, which I will be making some things with those as well. And those are going to be preps for the rest of the week. I checked the deep freezer to see what else was in there and found a few more of those TV dinners. So I decided to take those out just to kind of nudge the family into eating them by setting them on the counter so that they would begin to thaw out. Now, these TV dinners consisted of things like beef stew, turkey stew. We had shrimp scampi, and these were leftovers from meals that I prepared. And so instead of throwing those leftovers away, I usually put them in a TV dinner dish and freeze them. And then here in the pantry, this is my dry pantry. I was going through here to see what side dishes we had that we could put with things, which is why I made the shrimp scampi, because I had a lot of noodles that I wanted to get used up. And not all of them used up, but to start using those and incorporate them more into our meals. So now these are the TV dinners that were left, and as you can see, I did these on January the 4th. I also took out some yogurt so that I could make some yogurt parfaits, which I will share those with you in just a little bit as well. And these TV dinners did get eat. And this is what the sausage gravy biscuits looked like, and this was all that was left of that. So that did get eat up as well. And this, I must say, was delicious. So after doing meal preps and seeing what was left over there, I decided that I would start prepping for tonight's dinner. And I had a bag of sweet potatoes in the freezer, and had taken those out. I put them in a pot and boiled those till they were soft. And then I peeled them and put them in this bowl. And what I'm going to make with these are just simple sweet potato patties. And these will be a sweet garlic herb. And this is one of my own home recipes, and it is delicious. So I added chopped garlic in there. We have onion powder, roasted garlic, and herb seasoning. You can't do anything without a little paprika, so we got some paprika in there, as well as some rosemary leaves, and I also added some garlic cloves in there that I chopped up, as well as some brown sugar, and there's our onion powder, and 2 eggs. I put the 2 eggs in there to help form the patties, and I just gave this a mix, stirred it up, and then I put the patties on parchment paper, and I used a ice cream scoop to put them on there. I also decided to put a little panko in there, these breadcrumbs, to give it a little bit more texture, because sweet potatoes cook up real sweet. And I wanted these to have a little bit of texture to them, so I did add the panko breadcrumbs and mix those in there as well. I scooped those little sweet potatoes up into a ball, and then took my hamburger press and gently pressed them down. And then I put these in the oven to cook for about 40 minutes. And they cooked up very nicely and were really, really good. I also added a little bit of cinnamon to this, as well as some brown sugar. And that was just to give it a little extra flair with flavor. And they turned out delicious. We had fried chicken fingers, because I have a freezer full of food downstairs as well. So with our fried chicken fingers, I had a container of broccoli that was in the refrigerator, and I had a small bag of bok choy cabbage. So I mixed that with the broccoli that was left over and put that. Now when I made these, you could really smell the garlic in there. And I did taste test it along the way to make sure I wasn't overpowering these sweet potatoes with a whole lot of garlic. And I didn't. They actually were extremely good. This is one of my own homemade recipes, and I will link that recipe in the description if you would like to make your own homemade sweet potato patties. The family loved them, and I will be making these again. This is one of the first and few times that we have had sweet potatoes outside of a major holiday. And I know today is Martin Luther King Day, but I took the rest of that sweet potato mixture that was left over after making the patties and put them in a freezer bag so that we will have this particular mix for another time. And these are what the patties look like as they cook and bake in the oven. And as you can see, they were delicious because this is all that was left of them, and I got that last bite. And it was really, really good. I loved these sweet potato patties. So give me just 1 second to chew this up, and I'll be back to show you the rest of tonight's dinner. Hey everybody, so I'm continuing with dinner tonight from the Homestead here. And I've already showed you the potatoes. Alright, and that's what our potato patties look like, and they are delicious. I've also got my vegetables going over here. And this is a combination of bok choy and broccoli. I'm just going to turn that down some. Now those vegetables will be a little bit soft. Turn it down a little bit because they've been cooked once already. And then over here, of course, got my chicken going. So I'm just frying up some chicken fingers that I had in my freezer pantry downstairs. And I have lots of chicken fingers, chicken wings, and those types of things. Other things that I have done today. Now, this for us was part of our challenge, and I mentioned before that we would probably be going to the store. And that's because my mother likes to buy items that she likes, which, why not? I mean, you know, and she has asked me to help her preserve her food so that she can have items that she likes as well. So that's what we are doing. And one of the ways we did that was she loves chicken fingers. And so we took her packs of chicken fingers and divided them up so that when something was cooked, did not like, she was able to take her out some chicken fingers and fry those up as well. So as you can see here, we got a nice little dent in this freezer so far. And remember I said I wanted to clear the upstairs freezer first. I probably will cook those collards tomorrow. I'm going to do probably a crock pot chicken. Part of our pantry challenge, of course, is preservation, because I had said I had a lot of stuff in the refrigerator that I didn't want to go bad. So I've been doing a lot of preservation things. This is one of the things that I will be breaking down that I had a lot of. Alright, and as you can see, I have big bags of cheese. 2 pounds, 5 pounds. This is a 5 pound. So I'm going to break this cheese down tonight into freezer bags to decrease that population. And freeze some of that so that I don't have a whole bunch of cheese in here going bad. Alright, and then I also will show you, let me move this bread maker that we do have now. I don't have a light in here. I need to change the light bulb. I ain't doing that right now. I'm just saying. But as you can see, the refrigerator, you can actually see to the back now. It is more organized. This bread here is bread that I got from the farmer's market a while back. I'm going to be turning those into French toast sticks and putting those in the freezer because my kids love those. They do not last very long, as long as they're already made up. And then I went through the pantry and made some more yogurt parfaits with blueberries and granola, raisins, cranberry, and those sorts of things. So this is what the pantry is looking like. I'm going to have to get in here and really reorganize because I pulled a lot of stuff off the top. But just for the sake of letting you see some dents in here, we're definitely making a dent in this pantry, and I am very, very happy with that. So that is what I am up to tonight for the pantry challenge. You saw this morning I had the leftover biscuits with the sausage gravy that I made last week and froze. My daughter and I finished that off this morning. And I will be I'm going to be making sandwich sliders too. And use the ciabatta bread as well to make those with. And I have some other breads that I'm going to be using to make those with. Tomorrow we plan on having, I've said I was going to put this chicken in the crock pot. However, we also may have hot dogs instead. So I don't know. We'll see how tomorrow comes and what the plans and deals are. But in the meantime, in between time, thank you all for tuning in. This is the 2026 Three Rivers Pantry Challenge, and I am enjoying this and learning a lot. Alright, so it is dinner time, and I'm just going to show you what the plate looks like. Alright, we have cornbread, our chicken wings, or chicken fingers. That is the sweet potato patties that I made earlier today. We have the broccoli, and my mother added some rice that was in the pantry as well. Alright, so I'm going to eat this up. I may make a dessert tonight. I don't know, y'all. I know we got this challenge going on. There are things in there that I could possibly make, but your girl is tired, and I still got to make those sandwiches and all of that good stuff. So we'll get into that later on. But in the meantime, in between time, you all be blessed and happy harvesting.